This is Relationship Psyche, and welcome to my channel. Here I am gonna reveal 7 behaviors that turn women on instantly. Confidence is the first signal a woman's mind reads. Not arrogance, not loudness, real quiet self-assurance. It's in how a man stands, how he speaks, how he holds silence. A confident man doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. He walks into a room like he already belongs there. Women sense this instantly, before a single word is spoken. It tells the brain, this man is safe, capable, and grounded. That single impression can outweigh looks, money, or status. Most men wait to speak. Few men actually listen. A woman notices instantly when someone truly hears her. Eye contact that doesn't wander. Questions that show real interest. Not to impress her, but because you genuinely care what she thinks. This behavior triggers something rare, emotional safety. When a woman feels heard, her guard quietly comes down. It's not romantic on the surface, but it's deeply disarming. Listening well is one of the most underrated forms of attraction. Laughter lowers every defense a person builds around themselves. A man who can make a woman laugh creates instant comfort. It's not about being a comedian or performing for approval. It's the ability to see life lightly, even in small moments. Humor signals intelligence, emotional flexibility, and social ease. It tells her brain, this person is enjoyable to be around. Shared laughter creates a memory tied directly to your presence, and memories tied to good feelings are incredibly hard to forget. A man moving towards something is instantly more attractive. Not wealth itself, but the direction, the drive, the hunger. Women are wired to notice momentum, not just position. A man with a purpose has energy that pulls others in. He talks about his goals with fire, not bragging, but belief. This behavior creates admiration, something deeper than surface attraction. It signals a future worth being part of, not just a moment. Purpose is magnetic because it promises growth, not stagnation. Reading a room is a skill most men never develop, knowing when to speak, when to stay silent, when to comfort. A man with emotional intelligence adjusts without losing himself. He notices her mood shift before she even says a word. This behavior builds deep trust, layer by layer, over time. Women are drawn to men who understand feelings, not just facts. It shows maturity, patience, and a rare kind of depth. Emotional intelligence turns simple conversations into real connection. Respect that feels natural is more powerful than any grand gesture. Opening a door, remembering small details, speaking kindly to strangers. These aren't performances, they're reflections of true character. A woman watches how a man treats people who can't benefit him. That single observation reveals more than any pickup line ever could. Respect shown without expecting anything back builds silent admiration. It tells her this behavior is consistent, not conditional or fake. Real respect quietly becomes one of the strongest forms of attraction. Not everything needs to be said. Not everything needs to be shown. A man who holds a little back creates natural intrigue. Oversharing kills curiosity. Restraint keeps the mind engaged. Women's attention often deepens toward what isn't fully revealed. This isn't about games. It's about self-possession and patience. A man secure in himself doesn't need to explain every move. That quiet mystery invites her to want to know more. Curiosity, once triggered, is one of the hardest urges to ignore. Attraction always begins with the eyes, whether we admit it or not. A man who takes care of his body shows self-respect first. Not vanity, but discipline, grooming, posture, how he carries himself. This behavior signals responsibility long before a single word is spoken. Women read physical presence as an extension of inner discipline. A well-kept appearance suggests a well-kept mind and life. It's not about perfection, but visible effort and quiet pride. Presence, done right, becomes a silent form of communication. Strength is attractive, but strength alone can feel distant. The right moment of vulnerability makes a man feel human, sharing a real fear, a real struggle, a real memory. This isn't weakness, it's controlled honesty at the right time. Women connect deeply when a man shows he can be real. It breaks the illusion of perfection and builds genuine intimacy. Vulnerability, used wisely, becomes one of the deepest forms of trust. It says, I am strong enough to be honest with you. Every behavior on this list fails without one final ingredient: authenticity. Being the same man in every room, every moment. Women's instincts detect performance faster than most men realize. A man who is truly himself never has to remember his story. This consistency becomes the foundation all real attraction is built on. Confidence, humor, purpose, respect, all mean nothing without truth behind them. When a man is authentic, every other behavior becomes effortless, and that, more than anything, is what truly turns attention into attraction. Attraction that lasts is never built in a single moment. It's built in the small choices repeated over weeks and months. The text you didn't send out of impulse, the temper you held, the promise you kept when it would have been easier to forget. Women's attraction deepens most when trust survives real tests. Anyone can be charming for one night under the right lighting. Few men can be the same steady presence a year later. That steadiness is rarer than charm, and far more powerful. So here is the truth beneath everything we've covered today. None of this works as a costume you put on and take off. Confidence borrowed for a night collapses the moment it's tested, but confidence built from the inside never needs to perform. The real goal was never to turn heads for a moment. It was to become a man worth staying curious about, always. Master these behaviors not to win her, but to become someone who was always going to be magnetic, with or without her. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel, press the bell icon,